G'day YouTube, how you doing? Foul Play here, and we're back for some Pauper action here today. It's been a while since I've played, but it looks like Bogles is in a good position in Pauper. So let's get right back into the format. Now the majority of the deck is pretty standard with what you'll find online on deck lists. I've avoided Commune with Spirits though, opting for a full playset of Silhana Ledgewalkers and Cartouche instead. The list is pretty stock, as I was saying before. So 12 hexproof creatures, 2 ram through for interaction. Ramp and mana fixing, we've got both the Utopia Sprawl and the Abundant Growth. Then we got our 4 Rancor, a 4 Cartouche, and our heavy hitters of Ethereal, Armadillo Cloak, and Ancestral Mask. Very stock. Looking at the sideboard, I've opted for 2 Fog. This is for against the Blitz decks, Killing Fiend. Just shut down that creature damage, could be really strong. We've also got Lifelink as a 2-of for against these burn decks. Relic for against graveyards like Familiars. Young Wolf for against Edict type of decks. Ray of Revelation, my favourite Mirror Breaker. I've opted for Ray of Revelation because I didn't see many artifact decks in the top 20 list, and this will give us a very good Mirror Breaker. Standard Bearer, and also a 3rd of Ram Through. That's the list, guys. Let's get into it. So match number 1, we won the die roll. We are versing Jared James. I'm going to go ahead and keep this hand. Silhana Ledgewalker has the added benefit of only being able to be blocked by flyers. Alright, so very obvious turn 1 Utopia Sprawl. I think we can go for... It doesn't really matter, I don't think. I'll go for white in case later on. Alright. Opponent plays Flayer Husk, a living weapon. So it could be versing an artifact deck right off the bat here. We'll go for green this time. We'll go for Silhana Ledgewalker. Pass their opponent. Alright, and they attack. Burning Tree. And Beargroif. Okay, so to do this they sacrificed the germ token. So let's get in, attack for our 5. Now our opponent can't block this. This is a 5/4, that's a pretty chunky creature. We'll always yield to our Armadillo Cloak. Second main, Scout, and we'll burn a mana. It's fine. Alright, we're in pretty good shape. Hopefully we draw some action, some business auras to add to this, but so far so good. I don't see much point in blocking. They're like netting 3 damage, and we are ahead, gaining life. So we'll net 6 damage and gain 5 life. Alright. So by the looks of things, it might be like a Green Stompy deck. Not quite sure why they jumped this on the Burning Tree Emissary instead of the Bayou. I guess it mitigates chump blocking a little bit. Okay, another Bayou go for the opponent. Okay, so attacks for 8. Drops us down. We have a good chump block and we have them dead in 2 turns. Alright, let's go ahead and attack for 5. Chump block the fatty. Yeah, it's got no text to stop me from chump blocking. Alright, so equips this way. Not aware of any mono green edict effects. and Concession. Cool. So against a mono green Stompy deck, I guess Fog could be decent depending on how far ahead they get. More life gain could be okay. I guess fighting creatures, maybe a little bit touch and go. Just going to trim out on one Cartouche, one Rancor, and we'll get into it. The famous no creature hand will mulligan. Opponent keeping their 7. Alright, we'll keep this. Looks decent. Bottom one guy. And yeah, kick things off. Alright, experiment 1. Opponent continuing with the green Stompy stuff. Alright, just plays a Young Wolf, no evolve trigger. I'm fine with that. Husk, sure. Ram through. Alright, well, ram through could be decent for next turn. We'll enchant the land underneath. We'll tap the land on top. Draw a card. We'll go white. We'll add Ethereal Armor. I think we leave up blocks for a turn. I'm fine with playing this a bit slower. Alright. Opponent goes after both my enchantments with Conspire. How do you Conspire? As you cast this spell, you may tap 2 untapped creatures that share a color with it. Okay. Well, that's frustrating. As draws go, though, that is a decent draw. I think playing this patient is still correct. Alright, here comes the Bayou Wolf, sacking the Young Wolf. Bayou Groff. Evolve trigger. Sure. Oh, that's cool. They get an Undying trigger to grow the experiment 1, then they get the evolve as well. Alright, no blocks. Alright, we'll enchant our Cave of Temptation. Draw a card. Fog is very nice. Sort of pretty needed at the moment with all our opponents got going on. Alright, we'll pass it. Plays Young Wolf. Another Bayou Groff. Jesus. Uh, 9 damage here. I don't think I want to fog just yet. Okay, Rancor is a card. Alright, we'll just go for this Armadillo Cloak. Oh, no, goodness. Taps it the wrong way. There we go. Hold up blockers. Look to live one more turn. Then we can do a big attack. Get payoff with Fog, with Rancor, with Ram Throw. Another Gleeful Sabotage. Alright, we'll concede to that one. So much we can do about Gleeful Sabotage. It is sorcery speed, remember. Graveyard Hate like Relic could be decent against the Young Wolf trigger. think mostly we just want to be on the play, be fast. Maybe fog is a little bit clunky. Alright, on the play we'll take out the fog. We'll bring back in the cartouche, the rancor, and submit our original 60. We definitely missequenced a lot of our turns last game. Our opponent adding 8 power to the board 2 turns in a row didn't help, and having 4 enchantments destroyed obviously didn't help. I think potentially attacking earlier than what we did and using our mana more efficiently would have helped out a lot. Alright, rubbish 7, so we mulligan. This looks a lot better, we'll keep. I think bottom Silhana is fine. Hope to hit mana, obviously. Alright, experiment 1 joins the party. We'll just Utopia Sprawl for white. Pass turn, no attacks. Alright, Nest Invader. Obviously another sack outlet for the opponent's Goif. Alright, we'll attack. 2 easy damage. Alright, here comes Young Wolf. And the Goif. Trigger the Undying. Stacking the abilities correctly for double evolve. Here I'm not going to block. I think I'm going to Ancestral Mask on the Warrior token. Green Ranger. Yikes, okay. So this will give us a nice fatty. Really? He's rocking the gut shot? Alright, well, that's really unfortunate. Alright. Massive blowouts there. Our opponent is definitely the beatdown right now. Alright, so blocks, get rid of this. Get rid of this. Sure, that'll do for now. Let 10 damage through. Oh god, and he kills us off of triggers. Unlucky. I feel like inexperience on my part definitely played into that loss. Alright, on to the next game. J. Rickard. This hand's got no beef. Let's mulligan. No mana, alright, good times. Down to 5. Opponent keeping a juicy 7. Oh goodness, no creature like this, hey? I feel like this probably mulligan's worse than the original deck in Modern, just because you have less impactful cards. Jesus Christ, alright, we'll keep this. We can't go any lower than this. Bottom Rancor, Utopia Sprawl. I think it's Cartouche. Look to hit creature. Creature mana. Alright, so we Utopia Sprawl for white. It probably should be green. We have more instances of green in the deck than white, and we have abundant growth here. Opponent has the scout. Looks like it's the mirror. We brick hard. Find the cartouche, not the card we're looking for. Alright, so abundant into commune, finds Rancor. We hit mana, still no guy. Okay. Armadillo cloaks are nice, but they're not ancestral masks. The loss of tempo here is probably just going to cost us a game. Okay, just Ethereal plus Silhana. One more turn to draw a creature. This is pretty much it. After this, I think it's impossible. Cool. There's the Ancestral Mask. It's game. We'll see if we get any more information. Nah. Alright. Well, 13 damage. It's not going to matter. We'll get into the sideboarding. So pretty straight sideboarding. Bring in Ray of Revelation. Take out Ram through. And don't waste brain power. There's an argument for Fog, but I think that might be overboarding. Hey look, we have Capable 7. Let's do it. Oh, opponent starts with Plains. He must be basic land cycling off Ash Barrens. We sort of brick. Let's see if we can hit a land drop. Lame as heck. Jesus. Well, if it's the old story of Screw beats Flood, maybe. Wow, no green mana source from my opponent. Yikes. Okay. We'll Rancor, we'll attack. Just trying to draw myself into a nice mana curve. But we just seem like we're going to be land screwed. Not as land screwed as my opponent though. Alright, you get the beats. These are very one-sided. I did nothing the first game. He's done nothing the second game. And there's the concede. Alright, straight into it. Alright, definitely worth a keep. Turn 1 blue boy. Land. Alright, we do hit a land source. Bogle and pass. Topia Sprawl from the opponent. Cartouche, Shackle, Ash Barrens. Yep. This Cave of Temptations seems a bit pointless now that we're not multiple different colors. Hidden Ash Barrens as well. Oh, goodness. Alright, well, I guess we can cycle Ash Barrens, so we'll go for white here. And we'll cycle instant speed, so no attack. Attacks from opponent for 3. No blocks. Looks like they've got a creature heavy hand. Maybe they've got some interaction for our enchantments. They're not doing anything too fast. Access to 4 mana. I think I want to play this safe. Why I'm going in like this is if they have enchantment destruction, which I have them pegged on, they're not going to blow out the creature at the same time. Just throw away the warrior token here. Mana, cool. Almost lethal. Alright, what interactions he got? Nothing. Wow, okay. I think we're in a good spot. Abundant Growth, drawing a card into a forest, into another Abundant Growth. Okay. Opponent is digging. 22 damage is a lot though. They concede. First win of the day. Alright, match 3 against Bobby Found Dead. This hand's sort of medium, pretty slow on the draw. I think we can do better, but I'm going to keep and see how it performs. Alright, Ethereal Armor. Suddenly I am a god. It's going to be slow to deploy these enchantments with only one mana though. Divest, making us discard a card. Wait, what? Artifact or creature card to discount. Okay, so this looks like a Hate Bear style deck. I definitely want to get down an extra creature here to avoid maybe a Chainer's Edict. Can start our attacks. Armadillo Cloak was a really good draw for the trample. Opponent cycles Clue. Main phase. Land tapped. Okay, that's a bounce land. So swamp in hand for the opponent. We'll just Armadillo Cloak. We don't have 2 sources of white mana to like double aura, so it just makes more sense to do this. Okay. Scourge Barons. Overseer, sure. Cave of Temptation, that's a good one. Alright, so we'll go white. Ethereal Armor. Cartouche. Big attacks. Alright, good spot. In the event of double Chainer's Edict, we have 2 warrior tokens. Alright, opponent sacks a creature there to Reckless Bargain. Gaining life, drawing 2 cards. Another Thrabian Inspector, investigating. Land, gain a life. Still up at 15 now after that life gain. Alright, Utopia Sprawl's good. Add white. Or here. Leave the Vigilance guys back because they don't give lethal. So opponent concedes and we go to sideboarding. I definitely expect some sort of edict effects from a black-white deck. After that, maybe some graveyard hate might come in handy, but I'm not so sure. We'll take out the ram throws. And I might take out an abundant growth here. Alright, well we have a creature heavy hand with some enchantments. So this should be good against what our opponent is going to try to do to interact with us. I think I actually like Utopia Sprawl here on green. Gives us double creature in the same turn. Okay, gives us like triple creature in the same turn. We'll Young Wolf first, then Silhana. Inspiring Overseer, gain a life, draw a card. We'll just start going with the Ancestral Masks, start attacking. This damage is going to compound real quick. Persistent. Beginning of end step, if there are no creatures on the battlefield, sacrifice it. Deals 1 damage to each creature and player for a swamp. Okay. Hey look, he's buffing our Ancestral Mask. I think it's pretty decent to buff up the young wolf now. Buff up our other guy. Attack for a lot. Opponent chump blocks. Alright, here's a revoke existence. I'm assuming they're going to active this now. Radiant Fountain. Alright, so they can activate this instant speed. So the trick's going to be not to play into that. I should have held that. I can't Armadillo Cloak because I don't have white now. The opponent is going to probably look to do this end step and then make us sack our young wolf, and we won't have a chance to add an extra creature to the battlefield. Cast down, destroy target non-legendary creature. Sure. So I guess they could activate this twice now. Alright. Castigate. I own a few of these copies back from when I started playing Magic. I've never seen this played in anything though. Okay, takes the Armadillo Cloak. Super lame. They could double activate this, but it doesn't really help them too much. Or they don't have... Our opponent currently does not have double swamp. Oh, we can't cast that. God damn it. Alright. Attacks. They're probably active once in end step. Once now. Think we just let this die. So in the next active, at the beginning of the next end step, if there's no creatures in battlefield, sacrifice it. So I think we just take the board reset rather than trying to continuously fight Pestilence. Inspiring Overseer, lame. That interrupts our plan. Alright, so what we can do is attack here, offer the trade. Opponent takes it. Sure. No. Alright, they gain life, draw cards. 1 black mana, we can reload on our creature here. I like having a chunky guy. Let's do it. It's bad against like exactly a kill spell like Cast Down. Oh, gosh, opponent just wants to continue gaining life and and not attack. Alright, artifact or creature gets discarded to divest. By Sulhana. Now a duress. Well, we don't have white mana, but of course Murphy's Law will now draw it. And what did I say? Alright, so draw a card. I'll take it. Force the block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's force it. It like basically puts our opponent to only top decking. They're forced to block here. And then we can kill next turn if one of these two cards does not answer our creature. Alright, that's another chump blocker. Radiant Fountain. Oh, goodness. I should have held the land till post combat. Opponent's line is probably the same anyway though. Scry's 1. Bottom. Let's see a bottom. And they did put it on the bottom. Basic land cycle. They could have upkeep Scryed as well, which I think is potentially the right line. Nope, they got the creature. Hey look, that surely wins us the game, right? Cool. Alright, that took a long time. Alright, we won the die roll. No green mana though, so we're going to mulligan. This looks a lot better. We'll ditch one Silhana. Alright, opponent plays a gate. Trying to draw us to our third land source there so we can rush our opponent as best as possible. Another gate. Thrabian Inspector. Okay, so we brick on what we need. Let's attack, play Silhana Ledgewalker. 2 is pretty similar to 3 here, and then getting a creature that's difficult to block seems pretty good. Alright, this spell, sacrifice an artifact, draw 2 cards, create a treasure. Sure. Thrabian Inspector. Damn, like we're all loaded up on white here. Quite bizarre. Alright. Still, at least we have Ethereal Armor on the Silhana Ledgewalker. Glinthawk. Sure. That's cool, tech between the Glinthawk and the Ancient Den. Embalm Kitty. So Glinthawk can block our flyer here, right? Alright. We will Abundant Growth here. Draw a card. Yikes. Still not getting what we're looking for. Let's go in on the Warrior token here, then we can attack with everything. And start reducing our opponent's chump blockers. Cracks that. Oh, creatures your opponent control get -1/-1. Alright. That makes a few of our attacks a lot worse. Jinkies. Losing these enchantments is not nice. Opponent finds mountain. Finds another one. Alright. No flying blocker here. So we should just be able to draw land and win. $11. Cool. Alright, I'm not sure exactly what my opponent's deck's going to be up to here. Seems sort of odd. They do have some artifacts and enchantments. Sorry, some enchantments we can interact with. I'm not sure. Wait, it was mostly artifacts we saw, right? I don't think that's hugely relevant here. This might be one of the matches we just run it back. Oh, Undying Wolf could be decent in face of Edict because they might have more Edict effects. Alright, let's bring in Undying Wolf for Ram Through and I'll take out one Silhana Ledgewalker. Alright, near perfect hand. We'll keep it. A Claw Wellspring. Don't really think it matters how I sequence these ones. Definitely for green, given what's in our hand. Attack for 2. So soon-ish, we're going to want to start dumping some Abundant Growths onto the field to get that card draw. Another Iclaw Wellspring. I'm starting to think if he's got this, he's got a way to return this from the graveyard. Which means a relic might be relevant. Alright, attack for 7. 1 creature off to the side. Grip full of cards in hand. Alright, sacking, drawing 2 cards. Land cleanup step? Ooh. Discarding a gate. We hit mana. Abundant Growth can go here. Draw Ethereal Armor, huge. Utopia Sprawl here. And a Cartouche. Opponent concedes. Cool. Yeah, that last deck was a little bit odd. Mostly we're lucky they just didn't interact with us in game 2, I suppose. I'm sure they do something that's quite broken when it does go off. Right, 5th and final match against Zimo. Lost the die roll. This is our hand. It seems pretty medium to me. I am going to keep though. Got enough mana to sort of curve out perfectly in turns 2 and 3. Alright. Fairy deck. I suppose Spell Stutter Sprite could be an issue. Rancor's a nice one. Alright, here comes some attacks. Ninjutsu? Okay, what's this one do? Cool, so they get a free card draw. I prefer that than them holding up Spell Starter Sprite. Ninjutsu is pretty funky though. Not bad. Alright, we draw mana, so we'll enchant the bottom one, tap the top one. Get out a first strike. Utopia Sprawl is decent for next turn. Attacks. Get a nice block with the warrior token here. Opponent cycles Ash Barrens. Oh, Finding Mountain. Augur of Bolas. Finding Counterspell. Alright, well, fortunately we can almost empty our hand here. I should be blocking that. I don't know why I didn't. Whoops. My mistake. Another Armadillo Cloak. Alright, so green. We'll add white here. Armadillo Cloak here. Nice thing about next turn is both Armadillo Cloak and Rancor add the same power. So as far as Counterspell is concerned, it may affect our life gain because the life gain triggers on Cloak stack. But as far as power is concerned, it's the same clock. Alright, here's the attacks. This time we will block. Opponent probably ninjutsu's Yorga. Oh yep, there's ninjutsu. Here's this one. Sure. Oh wow, they break on land and are unable to hold up counterspell here. We hit another Rancor. Okay. So green. Alright, and they concede. We could empty our hold hand there, and it's basically a 2-turn clock from that point. I think the Relic of Progenitus could be useful here. There's also an argument for Ram Through as well. Because ninjutsu does not it cannot be done outside of the attack step, right? I don't see too much that I really want to take out. Maybe we'll just bring in the Relic, forget about that Ram Through. We'll take out 1 Cave of Temptation, 1 Cartouche. That should be decent. This is a little bit slow, but Ethereal gives good power, and the fact we're on the draw, we get to draw cards. I think it's workable. We're pretty much ignoring the Silhana Ledgewalker this game. They have a lot of flyers that can block it. Turn 2, sprawl into Ethereal Armor. And it's just not a good time to go in on this. Island Pass. Alright. Let's see, does my opponent have some sort of Force Spike or something here? They do not. Finding the mountain. There's the Augur of Bolas. Finding Preordain. We in turn find Armadillo Cloak. So we'll enchant the top one, tap the bottom one. That can tap for white. Ethereal Armor. Lose some mana, attacks. So this is an interesting spot. If my opponent wants to use this Preordain, they will lose access to holding up Counterspell, at which point it will be a really good chance to resolve Armadillo Cloak. And they just pass. We found a second Armadillo Cloak. Just gonna go for it. No interaction. We get an attack in. Alright, opponent with Frantic Inventory. Here's the Preordain. Bottoms both cards. Obviously they're looking for land, and very unfortunately they're not really hitting any of them. So we can go white mana here. Alright, ram through here. And opponent concedes. That's the 4-1, everyone. That's a really, really good result. Quite unexpected as well. Yeah, the deck seems pretty reasonably placed in Pauper at the moment. I don't know what to say. Like Cave of Temptation can probably come out here for an extra forest. Other than that, I think the core of the deck seems to be functioning quite well. As for the sideboard, yeah, with the sideboard, I'm not really sure if I'd make too many changes. I think in general in the league, I probably mis-sideboarded a bit. I should be bringing in some of these standard bearers to redirect abilities. I'm not sure if that works with artifact destroy effects. I don't think so, but if it does, I should probably be bringing it in post-board most games. Yeah, deck seems pretty good. If we didn't misplay super hard in the first match, we could have been looking at a 5-0. Hope you all enjoyed the content. It was a bit quicker than my usual modern videos. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you have any tips on playing this deck in Pauper, any tech, any of that. Until next time, guys, have a wonderful day. See you then.